Hello everyone, my name is Amit and today we're going to discuss a very important topic in Java, which is immutable classes. So in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to teach you what immutable class is, why we need an immutable class, and how to make a class immutable. So let's start. What is immutable class? Immutable class is a class which once created, its contents cannot be changed. What it means is, it means suppose I have a class employee which has three properties: employee ID, employee name, and employee salary. So what my requirement is, as soon as I initiate the object of the class employee, its contents cannot be changed after the instantiation. So at the runtime, you are assured that the contents of your class cannot be changed. So this is what a immutable class is. So the question comes, why we need such type of class? In Java, there are so many requirements where you want the behavior and the properties of your class should not change at runtime. So to ensure this functionality, we need a class which is immutable. They have an advantage that they are thread safe. How they are thread safe? Because the contents, the properties and the behavior of class cannot be changed at the runtime. So different threads can access the same object and they make sure that its property are not changed. So it is safe to be used between different threads. One more point is it's very safe to use as the keys of the Hashmap. Why it is safe? To understand this point, you need to know some of the internal implementations of the Hashmap. So what happens is when you put something in a hash map, it first creates the hash code of the object and put it in the hash map. And when you get it, it just search for that hash code and get the object from the bucket. So suppose your object properties are changed at the runtime. That object is already present in the hash table, but its property is changed. And now if we search that in the hash table, you won't get it, because its property is changed, so its hash code can be changed. So it's very safe for a object which is made from an immutable class to be the key of the hash map. So these are some of the advantages to make your class immutable. The next point is, how can we make a class immutable? The very first point you need to note is you have to make your class final. So as soon as you make your class final, it cannot be extended. So its behavior of its methods or its property cannot be changed now. So this is the very first point. You have to make your class final. Second point is make all the properties of the class final and private. This means that the properties can only be assigned when you're initiating the object. After that, you're not able to access you cannot change those properties. So the third point is set the value of the properties using constructor only. So second point and third point are one and the same thing. The fourth point is very important. You don't have to provide any setter to those properties. So you just have the getters of those properties. The fifth point again is very important. If the class contains references of the mutable objects, you should not provide the references. I will show exactly what's the problem with the fifth point and we will correct into the code. So enough of the talks now. Let's jump to the code and let's start to make so let's start with the code. We'll start by making a package form.immutables. Now I make an employee class, employee So I have three properties. I'll make string employee name integer age and integer salary. Okay, so now let's first of all make this class as final. So once you have made this class as final, you can't extend the employee class now. Let's make all the properties as final and private final, private and final. So let's now write a constructor string employee name integer age integer salary. This dot employee name is and this dot age. Okay. Now let's define the setup of this. Greater than setters, select all. Okay. So now you see you have both getters and setters. So let's edit out, remove the setters. So this class is now immutable. So we have covered all the points that I show you in the slide. I have made the classes final. I have to put these as final as well. So I have made my class final. I have all my properties of the class as private and final. I am just putting those values through constructor only, and I don't have any setters method. So I just have all the getters of the properties. So let's see how it behaves at the runtime. So let me make a driver class, main method, and employee is equal to employee. So it's asking from me all the parameters there at the initiation. 22, salary as 1000. So you see, once you have initiated this object, I have set the properties of Amit as name, 22 as age, and 1000 salary. I don't have any setters method to this. All I have is I have just getter methods. So now I cannot change these properties. All I can do is I can just read those properties. That's how it makes that class as immutable.